Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Captain America and the Winter Soldier special. This is a one-shot, and wow, it is really good, and it's really important. The whole time I'm reading this, what the heck are they doing?
What country you from?
What the heck are they thinking?
What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English and what?
What are they going to do next?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you. Say what one more
Oh my God!
damn times.
I'm not going to say what anymore. But this was out of control. I could not believe they dared to do so much in this comic book, and they did it well. Let's talk about who made this comic book, because credit needs to go where credit needs to go. We'll move on from there, my peeps. So we got Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly on writing. Kev Walker on pencil duty. Did not feel like a duty to him. He was loving this. He did a great job. J.P. Meyer on inks. KJ Diaz doing the colors. Man, this book is beautiful. Like, let's just get the art out of the way right now. Holy crap, let's go. Characters who actually looked like characters, even characters in history and characters through heritage. Yes, fantastic. VC's Joe Caramagna on letters. Cover art by Salvador LaRocca and Frank D'Armata, and two variant covers out there. One by Carmen Carnero and another one by Alex Believe. And it is noteworthy that Joe Simon and Jack Kirby are the creators of Captain America and Bucky frickin' Barnes, so let's go. Bucky just got finished shooting through Captain America in order to hit the Revolution. For the sake of conversation, let it be known, just disclaimer, when I say Captain America and the Captain America book, I'm specifically talking about the Steve Rogers book. I'm not reading the Sam Wilson book. So I'm talking about the Captain America Steve Rogers book. Boom, done. It says awaiting move now on the computer screen, now that he's the new Revolution, because he killed the previous Revolution. But who was the previous Revolution? Let's go back to 1922. All right? The devastation of some of the battles that were fought on this battlefield. 1922, you know right away, okay, so this is World War I. Awesome. That, super easy, right? But then we're talking to two characters here. The one character refers to the other one as Fortunov. And I'm like, hold on, I know that name. But I thought, let me not look up that name right now. Let me just see if they're going to give it. Because I don't want to spend all my time looking for this in the very next freaking panel. They describe who it was. Get to the next panel. They not only say this other guy's name, but they also say that the previous guy, Fortunov, is from Latvia. Or Latveria, not Latvia. That's a real place. Latveria is just a cool place. I would love to visit. But anyway, yeah, dude. This guy, Wolf, whatever, Fortunov, I looked him up. Marvel database, active. Could not find him. But I found other things. And then I came to realize, duh, I know better than this. So, Vladimir Fortunov is the previous ruler of Latveria. A family that was there for 6 generations. Feel free to go and look up the history of Vladimir Fortunov and know that we now have one of his ancestors. We already knew his sons, but now we know one of his ancestors. Was it the previous ancestor or one before that? Whatever, man. 'Tis what it is. But he's one of the predecessors to Vladimir Fortunov. Very interesting. And to find out that he's still alive to this day makes me wonder, after Doom took this guy down and killed his sons. Like, I know Vladimir is still alive, but it's calling himself Baron Sabat right now. But, like, holy crap, dude. This dude, Wolf, is still alive. Is he the reason for some of those robot revolutions?
Are you crazy?
Not that one. Not that one. No, the Marvel Universe ones. The ones that actually happen in the Marvel Universe, right? Eventually those robots became freaking Doombots. Yeah, that one. This was wild, guys. This was beyond anything I could have imagined that they were going to do in a spy thriller type comic book. Then they reveal the other guy, and this is what blows my mind. The level of intrigue and actual history that they're going to pull up for this, the writers. Gavrilo Princip. I couldn't remember this guy's name, but he's the real-life guy in our history who assassinated Franz Ferdinand, the Archduke of the Slavic nation. His assassination led to the used excuse for World War I. There was a world war about to happen. There was enough tension that, yeah, we were there anyway. A lot more tension than there is today, right? Or during World War II. There was, yeah, the tension today is nothing compared to the tension back then. So just give you that heads up. This was crazy to see they actually use this guy. And it's 1922. This guy died in 1918. You know what I'm saying? 1922. So 4 years after his supposed death. Died from tuberculosis, or complications of surgery from tuberculosis. They actually had to take his right arm. Oh, look, did you notice that he's got a cybernetic robot arm? Yeah, in the comic book. How sick is that? The little, tiniest attention to detail. And bang. And this is the guy who eventually becomes the Revolution, who just died in the previous issue of Captain America. So it's issue number 6, in case you're seeing this 5 years from the time that I record this. Captain America, the 2022 series, issues 1 through 6. The first story arc is done. Then this comic book happens, simultaneous with the Sam Wilson version of Captain America comic book, issue 6. And now, in the next issue of the Sam Wilson Captain America book, they're going to bring back Ian Rogers. Just pointing that out for you peeps. If you're interested, go check it out. I was never that overly interested in Ian Rogers, and like I said, I'm not interested in reading a second Captain America book that doesn't feature Steve Rogers. What do you call it? But in the Steve Rogers series, that's where Bucky just shot through Captain America's shoulder to kill this guy who killed Archduke Franz Ferdinand. And it's funny when you think about it. It wasn't through a car or an open car window, but he did shoot through one person to get to somebody else, which is crazy. The little tiny attention to detail, the little things that if you miss it, it's no big deal. You're not really missing anything except a little, look at my attention to detail. But when you pay attention to like these guys, you respect the writers just that much more. I love this kind of attention to detail. Guys, this story is amazing. Bucky does exactly what you'd figure Bucky would do. There is no discrepancy that Bucky would absolutely do the things that he actually attempted to do and succeeded in doing in this comic book. If I had any complaints, it's at the end at who was chosen. All I'm going to say is, because I don't want to spoil anything, the only spoil I'm going to say is it's not Black Widow. But it should have been Black Widow. More than anything else at all out there, period, it should have been Black Widow. That would have been amazing. And the only way that probably could have been better, maybe, is if they would have made Hawkeye a little bit more serious and made it him. But no, he's in the Thunderbolt series, so you can't do that. No, it should have been freaking Black Widow. Maybe at some point somebody else will use Black Widow, and the person who he uses has to go against her, and it'll be a very wicked catfight. What? Was there a little bit of a spoiler in what I just said? I'm really digging this comic book. I'm really digging this story as they're telling it so far. Lansing and Kelly are out of control. They are not to be stopped. They cannot be stopped. They cannot be bargained with. They cannot be reasoned with. Wow. I am in love with this story right now. I'm not saying that you will, but you could. They go back and they give an idea that here, like the person who's in charge of the technology, the machine, She is apparently, if I read this right, the grandmother of T'Chaka? Of King T'Chaka, because she's Wakandan. I think they indicated that she sacrificed her grandson in order to move the story forward. So the Ulysses Claw. So here's this. Remember, Ulysses Claw, second appearance of Black Panther. This is in the Fantastic Four comic books back in the day. What is this? Issue number 52, I think it was? 51, 52. They go and they say, oh yeah, Wakanda was invaded by this freaking guy who went in and did stuff and kidnapped Killmonger, who eventually became Killmonger, and all this other stuff. And holy crap, right? bro. And then you come to find out that maybe she actually arranged for that to happen. Because Claw was like cool and all that stuff, but not that damn cool to be able to invade Wakanda. But somehow he figured things out. He learned something that he shouldn't have learned, and maybe we now know how he learned it and how he was able to accomplish what he'd accomplished, including the killing of T'Chaka, the father of T'Challa and Shuri, right in front of their eyes, mind you. Don't want to whistle too loud because, R.I.P. Headphone users, so I won't whistle. But yeah, holy crap. I just sat here completely beside myself reading this comic book. Like, to change history in that little bit. So many questions are answered in this, and they're changing history, but to me, it wasn't in an offensive way. Usually, the safest bet with a comic book is to discuss the history and then explain how it shaped this new character that you're making or this story. You were not given permission to jump up here. I did not say, okay, what are you doing? And you're not going to figure that out, are you? Yeah, sure. You're not unwelcome. Such a cutie patootie. Gotta hit how cute this cat is sometimes. Anyway, kid. So anyway, it's usually not a good idea to change history. This is more or less like corrugated cardboard, though, to me, right? You take a certain conglomerate history that's already established, and you make minor tweaks to it and incorporate it and fix it in with actual history, and now that can have effect on the characters that you're talking about with the story that you're trying to tell. And it's still not necessarily going to ruin what other people's ideas were about this. Again, this is no different than Ed Brubaker saying, yeah, the story you know is a lie, because in actuality, Bucky was a freaking assassin. And he was just as good as me. It's like, I'm sorry, what now? And we loved it. And I'm loving this. And I think in that exact same vein, you're going to love this. I really do think you will. Guys, by this point, if you are not on this comic book, but you're looking at this review, hoping to see something that'll make you like the comic book, let me say this. The Professor Bill stamp of approval is on this comic book. I love this story so far. I don't know or care if you're going to get the first 6 issues of the Sam Wilson book, but the actual Captain America book, you should definitely go and get that trade paperback or those 6 issues, or look at them on the Marvel app or something, all right? Hook without necessarily crook. You should get your hands on these comic books, including this one. Read them, and then recognize you are hooked on this book. Booked. Hooked on the booked. Shut up. It's a really great story. I really think you're going to like this. There's everything you can want in this that really reminds me of the Captain America and the Winter Soldier movie. There's so much subterfuge there. Spy versus spy, whodunit, murder mystery, holy crap, lots of adventure and excitement. Characters done really well in a way that I don't think anybody's going to say, well, that's not the way the character's supposed to be made. Maybe on some minor confluence point, but nothing of any real substance that's going to make somebody say, yeah, that's not Bucky or that's not Cap. I can't see that happening. It's that good. These stories, they are just that damn good. Go and pick these up. Check them out. Right now, I'm giving this my highest recommendation of all the books I'm reading. Probably even definitely more than the Namor story, because this story is going to be ongoing. I am absolutely loving this Captain America. Holy crap. Captain America is back. And Captain America wasn't even in this issue. There was a couple of, historic pictures of him in this, but this is a Bucky book. And this Bucky book really solidifies how much I'm loving the Captain America series right now. Goddamn good job. Wow. Wow. Guys, like the video, watch an ad. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.